Hello, this is Pastor Rick, and I want to welcome you to our third week of Lenten devotions. We're putting these devotions together to help you at home enter more deeply into devotions, into spiritual depth during this season of Lent. For this week 3, our reading comes from Psalm 88. We've been talking about how the Psalms and Scriptures, even Lamentations during week 1, help us move our private and public complaints into private and public prayer. But each time in the first 2 weeks, God comes in with our anguish, with our complaining, and gives us hope. Gives us a reminder of God's steadfast love, that God is our rock. Not in week 3, Psalm 88, we have this complaining, you might say, without a happy ending. What do you do when you complain and it just seems like God isn't there and God doesn't respond? Before we hear more from Psalm 88, we want to hear our choir again as they sing the song, "O God, why are you silent?" Let's listen to them now. Okay, this is a hard psalm, and you notice that even in the song. Sometimes when we pour out our hearts to God, we feel God is close by and we're reminded of His grace. At other times, like in Psalm 88, there doesn't seem to be a response. We don't sense God's presence. In fact, in this psalm, the psalmist lays out his complaints and he recognizes maybe God's angry with me. Maybe God is punishing me. And here in this poetry, which is prayer, there's a despondency, there's a depth of anguish and feeling. Well, I know sometimes I just don't feel that I can admit those things publicly, and sometimes they're even devastating when I recognize them to myself privately. Whether I write them down or whether I'm just sitting alone in a chair feeling despondent, boy, these are hard feelings to recognize. And that's the beauty here, once again, of the Psalms, where the Bible, as Word of God, gives us language for these feelings of despair, especially when there seems to be no answer, especially when it seems like we're sitting there alone in our room and God is not there. Because we often say at church, Emmanuel, God with us. God is our rock, God is our safe haven, our sanctuary. Steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. Sometimes that's part of our prayers, but sometimes it's not. And so this psalm gives voice to those times when you are feeling despair and you're feeling alone. Even going through what Jesus went through on the cross when he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? That is also a prayer that this psalm encourages us to lift up before the throne of grace. Once again, may God bless you if that's what you're going through this week. May God bless you as you turn your complaints, even these devastating complaints, even these feelings of loneliness, as you turn them into prayer before God. God bless you this week.